Hello everyone, welcome back to Allcarnews. We're still in the Blazer EV RS all-wheel drive, and thankfully it does have Supercruise as well. So we're gonna go test that out on a full trip on the highway now. We'll have cameras all around us to make sure we're gonna see what's happening with the Supercruise, and because I think this is one of the best Supercruise systems that I have used so far. So let's put it to the test in the real world. It's a busy day, midday, around 2 p.m. here, and we'll see if there's traffic. We're gonna see how it auto lane changes. We're gonna see how it stays on the route and what it can and cannot do. So we're gonna really put Supercruise here to the test, and let's go dive in. Okay guys, right before we head off here, we have our massive inbuilt Google navigation system already preset to our route that we have to go to. We can also select other routes, and it's going to give us our battery percentage when we arrive at our destinations, and it's also going to tell us tolls and other things like such as more efficient routes. Usually I would see things like a Supercruise option, though I'm not seeing that on this particular Google navigation system. I'm not too exactly sure why, but otherwise I think it's working pretty nice. We're going to be on highways that have Supercruise the whole time, so that will be working perfectly. If you don't want to use that, since we don't have Apple CarPlay or any like Android Auto style software on here, since it's like Google based software, we do have Waze if you want to use that, and it also shows up huge on this display as well. So you have really two main options here for your navigation style systems. As you can see, it takes a little bit of some time to load, but it is a very large screen, and you just don't get all of that nice information on there. We also have PlugShare built in, and you can also go to the Google Play Store and download a whole bunch of other apps and stuff as well if you want to kind of explore what's going on there. But nonetheless, we're going to go over to our Google Maps, stick on that. It also shows up here on our digital cluster if you want to go to a map view, and we have our heads-up display as well showing us navigation. So you can have maps literally being surrounded you. So let's head off on our trip now and see what happens. Okay guys, we're about to head out onto the highway here for our Supercruise test. We're not on the main highway yet, but Supercruise has been briefly and quickly expanding its reach to many types of roads, even some state routes as well. So that's really nice. So it mainly works on divided highways, but it's been increasing its reach quite a lot. So we're going to see if it works over here, which I'm pretty sure it will. One thing Supercruise does not like is exit lanes, so it will disengage for exit lanes as of right now. It's nothing crazy like super advanced like those Tesla full self-driving systems, but it is still definitely one of the most confidence inspiring and one of my favorite systems out here. So we already have our Supercruise steering wheel popped up on our digital cluster up here, and we're in. That's it. It's that easy. So we already had our adaptive cruise control system active. We can change our set speed target right here, and that's pretty much it. We'll also be monitoring our current trip status as well for our efficiency on this trip. So we just traveled about 2 miles, 2.9 miles per kilowatt hour, so nothing too crazy. Let's use our automatic adaptive lane change here. So it's changing lanes for us already right off the bat, and it will do that automatically when it detects a faster lane for you if you have your cruise control set to a higher speed and there's a slow vehicle in front of you. So this is going to be easy cruising. I'll update you guys if there's anything crazy that happens or if we have a incident with Supercruise where it disengages, but so far so good. I really don't expect to have any issues whatsoever, and as you can see, it works pretty flawless already. It's really confidence inspiring. We have cameras up here, cameras here watching our face, and that's pretty much it. You always want to keep your hands ready. As you can see right now, it's disengaging because it says no road information. So some areas that are not full highways may not be fully mapped out just yet. So thankfully, it doesn't fully just disengage the car. We're back in adaptive cruise control. The one thing to note with the adaptive cruise control systems is that you lose the full auto steering capability. So now at this point, it's just going to kind of like pogo stick you in and out of the lane. So as you can see, it's drifting over. It's keeping us in the lane, but now it's going to bounce us over to the other side, and it's just going to keep going back and forth. So it doesn't have that lane centering that Supercruise have when you're in the automatic adaptive cruise control system. So that's one thing to note there. But otherwise, when Supercruise is working, it's a full driving style system there. Now, also to note, out here on the highway, we're not using one pedal driving. We're just going to be using regular driving style, so that's going to allow us to coast if we needed to. I don't really think one pedal driving is meant for highways whatsoever. It's more of a city style driving experience, so that's one thing to note there. So, but I really like the navigation systems all around us. We have maps in our heads-up display, digital cluster, and on our massive infotainment screen over here. So if you ever feel lost and you have navigation on, just look in one direction and you'll see where you're going. Otherwise, guys, we're going to go into a time-lapse mode over here, and if there's any major changes, I will kind of pause that time-lapse to update you guys. Let's dive in. Okay, everyone, you're going to join us back on the highway. We just transferred over to another highway. Supercruise disengaged for a second, though it is re-engaging right now for us, which is awesome. We had pretty much 0 incidents this entire trip. There was one time where it wanted to change lanes automatically, and there was a truck that was way too close in our right-hand side, so we kind of just intervened by canceling that lane change. But I haven't really touched the steering wheel this entire trip so far, which is impressive. It's changed lanes for us. It's done everything perfectly. No complaints. So again, this is probably one of the best versions of Supercruise I have tried so far, and of course it's constantly improving itself via over-the-air updates, over-the-air cloud information, and all that fun stuff. So there's more roads constantly being added to Supercruise over time. But as you can see, it doesn't do exits, but it knows you're on an exit. It'll kind of turn blue, it slows down for you, it alerts you to take control, and it goes right back into its system right back when you're on a road that has Supercruise again. So it's a really, really good system. If you're on a really long road trip and you just want to relax, enjoy the scenery around you while also paying attention to the road, this is a fantastic system to do so. And it's very trustworthy in my personal opinion. You have a lot of cameras watching you, so it knows that the driver is constantly paying attention. If I look away for a second, it's going to start blinking and warn me to put my hands on the wheel and take control again. It alerts you if it's about to disengage. It alerts you if you're in a construction zone. It knows if it's going around a corner too. And it slows down to compensate for that speed. So it's a very, very smart system. It even coasts downhill to give you some more range. We've been getting 2.9 miles per kilowatt hour. That's pretty much what you're going to be seeing more on highways with highway speeds. We've only been driving for around, it says 50-ish minutes for right now. So that's not too bad. Almost around 30 miles for this trip will probably end up being by the time we get there. And you know, we had pretty high range, and we're still pretty high. We're over 200 miles still, 70% state of charge. We're left with around 80%, so we have used around 10%, though it says we're only going to arrive with around 69% versus 70. We still have around 6 miles to go, so I think this is going to be a more of an efficient stretch for the Blazer EV. But we'll hop back into this, let you know if there's any more updates or changes. But so far so good on the Blazer EV. Pretty impressed with everything that's been happening so far on Supercruise. Charging and efficiency has been generally quite good, so all good marks there.